Welcome to the QI DVD. If you want to get going immediately, simply click on any doorway into the maze and start answering questions. If you're new to the disc and want a full explanation of your mission, click on the pedagogue for instructions. The QI DVD is a quiz of sorts, but the ultimate goal is to frolic in the foaming, aromatic gallimaufry and indeed insanity of this earth world that you call ours. To begin rejoicing, you must ring the bell on one of the 7 entry ports. Do not run away afterwards. Once inside, you will be faced by around 50 multiple-choice queries in a variety of unusual genres, many of which I have no doubt will leave you completely bemused, but no matter. I'll be chattering away about all sorts of stuff as you go along. Should you negotiate all 50 questions in one sitting, you will be given a letter from the alphabet. When you have all 7 letters, you will be holding a key to the inner sanctum of QI in the form of an anagram. With that key secured, go forth to the QI website where you will be given further instructions and a decent haircut. One more thing to beware of, my little stud muffin. In some cases, there may be more than one right answer to a question. Should you choose the least interesting of the correct answers, though I will suavely keep on asking you questions, you are already herring down a dead-end street littered with good intentions and primroses, but with no tuck shop on the corner. If you get my drift, rabbity one. This will result in your being relegated humiliatingly back to the start, passing all the tortoises plodding steadily by in the opposite direction. So choose carefully, my young desperate darling. Embrace the way of ignorance and stop fiddling with that thing. Ah, I see you've chosen suicide. Quite right. Best to get it over with, don't you feel? So, let's start with an easy one. Which country has the world's highest suicide rate? A, Finland, B, Sweden, C, Taiwan, D, Lithuania, E, Japan, F, Indonesia, G, Turkey. No, that's not right. No, that's so not right. It's very wrong. Oh, wrong to the power of 3. No, wrong, 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 wrong. Oh, I'm afraid that's wrong. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Yes, well done. Good start. The current holder of the world's highest suicide rate is indeed the proud country of Lithuania. So we're off. In the 14th century, Lithuania was A, the largest country in Europe, B, the official name for Portugal, C, cut off from the rest of the world by impassable swamps, D, the world's only source of coal. Wrong, 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 wrong. That's correct, yes, the Grand Duchy of Lithuania stretched all the way from the Baltic to the Crimea. Now, the oldest ruling family in Europe are A, the Hohenzollerns, B, the Carlsbergs, C, the Grimaldis, D, the Oranges. Oh, No, 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 no. So not right. Oh, quite wrong. That's very good. Yes, you're right. The Grimaldis are the ruling family, of course, of Monaco, and they've been at it since 1297. Princess Stephanie of Monaco spent 2 years, A, working as a nanny for the King of Swaziland, B, living with an elephant trainer in a circus, C, refusing to speak to anyone at all, D, eating only white food. B. Quite right. Yes, he was married and all. Yeah. Before that, she had 2 children by her former bodyguard, Daniel de Cruet, but left him after a newspaper showed photos of him cavorting around a swimming pool with Miss Bare Breasts of Belgium. On a more sombre Belgian note, what was not issued to British troops for the first 2 years of World War I? A. Chocolate. B. Shovels. C. Bandages. D. Helmets. Yes. Amazingly, steel helmets were not issued to the British Army until 1916. Now, in which war did the greatest proportion of Britons die? A, the First World War, B, the 100 Years' War, C, the English Civil War, or D, the Second World War? Did you say C? English Civil War? Correct, yes. During the English Civil War, 11% of the population was killed. That's 5 times the number who died in World War I. What percentage of Britons cannot name a single battle in the English Civil War? A, 15%, B, 34%, C, 62%, or D, 90%? Oh, it grieves me to tell you this, but that's not right. Yes, sad, but true. And 90% of which of the following kinds of men are both dyslexic and left-handed? A, cardinals, B, submariners, C, gays, D, architects. No, quite wrong. Quite wrong. No. D, architects is the right answer. The great Spanish architect Gaudi was killed by A, a giraffe, B, a samurai swordsman, C, a trolleybus, D, a raspberry. Oh, no. No, no, someone's been leading you down the garden path there, I fear. No. No, no, I'm afraid, no, you've plucked a... no. No, I'm afraid that's the bad egg of the clutch. Yes, see, he was run over by a tram or trolleybus. In 1900, it took 3 days to travel from London to Leeds by bus, the same amount of time it took the Orient Express to reach A, Paris, B, Moscow, C, Constantinople, or D, Dover. No, quite wrong. Quite wrong. C, quite right. London is 1,800 miles from Constantinople. St. Arsenius, 335 to 449 AD, worked in Constantinople as tutor to the children of the emperor, but retired into the wilderness where he was instructed by A, the Virgin Mary, B, hamsters, C, the cactus fairy, D, St. John the Dwarf. D. Very good. Under St. John's tuition, St. Arsenius became renowned for his extraordinary capacity for silence and for tears, so many of which flowed that his eyelashes were worn away. Using only his eyelashes, the escapologist Harry Houdini was able to A. play the zither, B. sign his name, C. pick up pins, D. sexually excite dogs. No, quite wrong. Quite wrong. C. Well done. Apart from picking up pins, Houdini spent most of his career on the stage, A. underwater, B. upside down, C. reading quietly, D. vomiting with fear. C. Absolutely right. To give his audiences value for money, Houdini's act lasted 1 hour. But as it only ever took him a few moments to escape, he spent nearly all of his theatrical career sitting on stage behind a screen reading a book. He was also the first person to make a powered, controlled, heavier-than-air flight in Australia at Diggers Rest, Victoria, on March the 18th, 1910. He flew for about 6 miles in a flight lasting 7 hours and 37 minutes. Now, which of these is illegal in Australia? A. lesbianism, B. fireworks, C. mobile phone cameras, D. driving with your elbow out of the window. Correct. The only firework displays allowed are public ones. Now, until 1859, the celebration of Guy Fawkes Night in Britain was A. compulsory, B. unheard of, C. held on Boxing Day, D. illegal outside London. Oh, you really are donkey-brained, aren't you? A. Correct. It was compulsory. Now, compulsory in Irish schools since independence in 1922, the Irish language has the oldest literature in Europe apart from Latin or Greek. How many people in Ireland speak Irish? A. 94%, B. less than the number who are fluent in Japanese, C. 1 in 70, D. 500,000. No, that's wrong. C is correct. Only 50,000 people out of a population of 3.5 million, or 1 in 70, can speak the national language. You need the same amount of anaesthetic to knock out 70 Irishmen as you do A. 70 mice, B. 14,000 fruit flies, C. 1 elephant, D. 7 Glaswegians, E. 35 pygmies. That's wrong, I'm afraid. I once had a guinea pig that knew more about that subject than you do. Quite wrong. C is correct. The world's only elephant hospital is in Lampang, Thailand, and to operate, the patients have to be injected with enough anesthetic to knock out 70 men. Elephantomachia is A, a battle involving elephants, B, plastic surgery to reduce the size of the ears, C, the apparent slow motion experienced in dreams, D, deliberate clumsiness in ballet. Oh, no, no, would that it were, but no. A, correct. In fact, there was only one fully elephantomachic battle in history, and it was between Syria and Egypt in 217 BC, because they deployed elephants on both sides. At the Battle of Eylau in 1807, half of Napoleon's army was A, beheaded, B, Belgian, C, burglars, D, black. C, well done. Yes, they were thieves and burglars. The Spanish for cat burglar is A, notinador, B, balconero, C, drain piperino, D, altitude alarmador. Wrong. B is right, balconero or balcony man. The first floor balcony at the Hotel Elephant in Weimar is famous for A, its superb wrought ironwork specifically designed by Edward Heath, B, the botched suicide of the Klagenfurt triplets, C, being installed for Hitler to harangue people from, D, the invention of the hang glider. No. Oh, it grieves me to tell you this, but that's not right. I'm afraid I'm here to tell you that is the wrong answer. C, correct. Now, what did Hitler ban in Germany for being cruel and immoral? A, circumcision, B, solitary confinement, C, pâté de foie gras, D, fox hunting. D, bizarrely, yes, he was an old softy, really, wasn't he, Hitler? God bless him. Now, what happens to foxhounds when they are 6 or 7 years old? A, they are castrated. B, they are given a special fox-flavoured cake. C, they are dyed to improve their camouflage. D, they are shot. You really are a Durbrain, aren't you? I think the best way I can put this is bollocks. No, I'm afraid that's the bad egg of the clutch. D, yes, they are. Now, why did Stalin have his son-in-law, who was not a foxhound, shot? A, for buying a pair of slippers, B, for falling asleep in church, C, for drawing a moustache on a picture of Lenin, D, for playing the trombone on the Kremlin roof. Are you really this stupid? Yes, what you've done there is given an absolutely pathetic answer. A, that's right. Many of Stalin's atrocities resulted from his extreme paranoia. He had his son-in-law shot for buying a pair of slippers on the grounds that if he needed to creep around silently at night, he was probably plotting to murder him. Now, the capital city with the lowest number of unsolved murders in the world is A, Hanoi, B, Havana, C, Helsinki, D, Harare, E, Honiara. No, there are amoebas that would know the answer. Not correct. Are you really this stupid, or are you just trying to impress me? B, quite right. Havana has the lowest rate of unsolved homicides in any capital in the world. The Cuban police have a 98% success rate in solving murders. The University of Havana was founded in A, 1827, B, 1978, C, 1728, D, Florida. C, yes, earlier than you might have thought. 1728 was also the year the word Methodism was first used in reference to an Oxford divinity student called Charles Wesley because of his methodical habits. What symbolizes total commitment to Methodism? A, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, B, the national flag of Tonga, C, wearing spats, D, complete silence during meals. B, yes, it's red actually, with a red cross on a white background in one corner. The Kingdom of Tonga has A, the lowest death rate in the world, B, no fresh water, C, the world's highest consumption of ice lollies, D, only one taxi. That's wrong, I'm afraid. Incorrect, wrong, false, pseudologous. No, so not right. A, correct. The current death rate is one person in every 2,790 per year. 2,790 is the US Geological Survey's number for the map of the part of Oregon that contains Crater Lake. The word crater comes from the Latin for A, lake, B, pimple, C, furnace, D, bucket. The Latin for a bucket is cratera. The Latin word crater itself, spelt like our word crater, was most commonly used for a type of bowl used to mix water and wine. What did Mary, Queen of Scots, mix water and wine in? A, her hat, B, her bath, C, her walking stick, D, her golf club. No, simply not the case. No, that is the patron saint of wrongness. B, quite right. Mary, Queen of Scots, liked a bath in wine. She was also the first woman to play golf. Harriet Quimby was the first woman to A, fly the English Channel, B. Join the US Marines. C. Appear in a Shakespeare play. D. Be called Harriet. No, that's quite wrong. Oh, my word. If you knew how wrong that answer was, you would probably wish to harm yourself in some deleterious fashion. A, correct. A strikingly beautiful American journalist, she flew the channel from Dover to Arcla in France on April the 16th, 1912, just 3 years after Louis Blériot had been the first man to do it in the opposite direction. 10 weeks later, tragically, she was killed when she fell out of her plane hundreds of feet above Boston Harbor. The word Boston is derived from Botolph's stone. Where did they bury St. Botolph? A. Bury St. Edmunds. B. Gravesend. C. Stonehaven. D. Tea Party St. Mary. Though some say he was first buried at Grundisborough, then dug up and moved to Bury St. Edmunds. Most of Lord Byron is buried in England. Which part of him is buried in Greece? A. His clubfoot. B. His heart. C. His lungs. D. His tongue. Oh, no. No, someone's been leading you down the garden path there, I fear. No. C, indeed. The great majority of Lord Byron is buried in England, but his lungs are buried in Greece, in the church of San Spiridione in Missolonghi, where he died. How many lungs does the average snake have? A, none. B, 1. C, 2. D, 64. A is correct. It's the right one. Boas and pythons are the only snakes with a decent pair of lungs. Other kinds have one lung, or one good lung, and one minuscule withered one. A snake's internal organs are arranged to fit the available space. Now, the world's fastest snake is the black mamba, which can move at 12 miles an hour in short bursts. What colour is it? A, green. B, grey. C, indigo. D, black. Forfeit! Oh, really? Well, I mean, would I ask if it was that? I mean, come on, get a grip. Yes, what you've done there is given an absolutely pathetic answer. I think the best way I can put this is bollocks. B, correct. The black mamba is grey. In fact, its name comes from the colour of the inside of its mouth. Now, what is quite interesting about the mouth of a cockroach? A, it doesn't have one. B, it points backwards. C, it gives birth through it. D, it contains 16,000 teeth. Feeble, utterly feeble. B, good guess. Most creatures have mouths which point either forwards or downwards. Now, what did Miguel de Cervantes lose during the Battle of Lepanto? A, his pet cockroach, Sancho Panza. B, the original manuscript of Don Quixote. C, his left hand. D, his only son, Nigelo. Are you really this stupid, or are you just trying to impress me? No, there are amoebas that would know the answer. C, that's right. Luckily, he was right-handed. Now, what are left-handed people not allowed to do? A, work in Saudi Arabia. B, play polo. C, get a pilot's license. D, join the Masons. B, yes, it's considered dangerous for the normal players, if such a thing can be said. Marco Polo claimed that the Maldives consist of 12,000 islands. How many are there really? A, 12, B, 120, C, 1,200, D, 120,000. Oh, quite wrong. No, so not right. C, yes, about 1,200, 1,190 to be precise. The Maldives is the only country in the British Commonwealth where A, coconuts are a legal currency, B, Coca-Cola is made from seawater, C, the Queen has danced the hokey cokey, D, cocaine is grown for medical purposes. Quite wrong. No. No, I know what you're thinking of, but no. B. Well done! The Coca-Cola factory on the island of Thulusdul in North Mali Atoll is equipped with a desalination plant. Coca-Cola's chief marketing officer in the US is called A. Randy Mann, B. Chuck Fruit, C. Bill Posters, D. Rob Banks. Oh, no, would that it were, but no. No, that is the patron saint of wrongness. B, yes, he really is Chuck Fruit. The smallest trees in the world are A, shorter than the average daisy, B, eaten raw by the Japanese, C, Chihuahua oaks, D, 9 inches tall when fully grown. Oh, that is wrong. A, the dwarf willow, which grows in the tundra of Greenland, is only 2 inches tall. There are virtually no other trees in Greenland. Now, the coastline of Greenland, A, is so covered with ice that it's invisible from space. B, has only one harbour. C, is as long as the circumference of the Earth. D, has more volcanoes than the whole of South America. Oh, it grieves me to tell you this, but that's not right. I'm afraid I'm here to tell you that is the wrong answer. C, very good. Both are approximately 25,000 miles long. The coastline of the whole of Africa is shorter than the coastline of Greenland. Coup. Now, how much of Africa had been mapped by the year 1950? A, 10%, B, 35%, C, 66%, D, 92%. No, you're barking up the wrong shin there, I'm afraid. A, yes. Extraordinary, isn't it? The Dark Continent was still dark to us that recently. Now, which company was started in 1950 with £25 and was sold in 1998 for £801 million? A, Startrite Shoes, B, London Weekend Television, C, National Car Parks, D, Walls Ice Cream. C, good guess. National Car Parks was founded, in fact, in 1949. Ronald Hobson foresaw a boom in post-war motoring and acquired a bomb site in Red Lion Square, Holborn, for just £25. Now, seeking permission to turn it into a car park, he found his partner in Donald, later Sir Donald, Gosling, who worked in the surveying department of Westminster City Council. NCP opened for business in 1950. In 1998, the two men sold the company and its 500 car parks to the US corporation Sendon for £801 million, pocketing 580 mil between them. What's quite interesting about the car park on the corner of Brewer Street and Lexington Street in London's Soho? A, it's the most expensive in Europe. B, it's grade 2 listed. C, all the attendants are Chinese. D, Richard Branson has a flat on the roof. You're just plunging wildly and making a hideous splashing noise. I think the best way I can put this is bollocks. B, quite right. Built in 1929, owned and operated by our friends NCP, it received its listing in June 2002 after English Heritage discovered the company was planning to redevelop the site with helical bar. Have you ever experienced a helical stairwell in a bar? A, certainly not. How dare you? B, yes, and very pleasant it was too. I literally screamed with pleasure. C, mind your own business. D, not necessarily in a bar, but in several other places, both inside and outside, and a couple of times on an aircraft. Are you really this stupid? Feeble, utterly feeble. D, very good. A helical staircase is the proper name for what is invariably and incorrectly called a spiral staircase. Spirals go round and round, getting narrower at one end. Helixes, on the other hand, go round and round but stay the same width, like what we call spiral staircases. In metoscopy or metaposcopy, the ancient Chinese art of reading faces, the width of what is said to indicate the size of the libido? A, the septum. B, the cerebellum. C, the philtrum. D, the scrotum. No, there are amoebas that would know the answer. C, good answer. The philtrum is the two little lines coming down the lip from the nose like that. Now, what's quite interesting about the nose of the blue whale? A, it has 3 nostrils. B, it is home to 2 different species of eel. C, it's 15 foot long and wide enough to swim down. D, it doesn't have one. D, correct. Whales do not have noses. Congratulations, my friend. You have reached the end of this thread. And here is your reward. I look forward to seeing you later, elsewhere. Welcome to Draculin. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. What is Draculin? A, the stuff that net curtains are made from. B, the basic ingredient of all cough mixtures. C, the anticoagulant in vampire bat saliva. D, the semen of a duck. C, correct. It keeps the blood of their victims flowing so they can keep gorging. Draculin has been isolated and is now used to treat heart patients. Surprisingly, vampire bats have fewer teeth than any other kind of bat. But how many teeth does an anteater have? A, none. B, 1. C, 16. D, 12,500. Wrong, 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 wrong. Are you really this stupid? A is correct. All anteaters are toothless. A shark, on the other hand, may have as many as 3,000 teeth in its mouth at any one time, arranged, according to species, in between 6 or 20 rows. A shark can get through as many as 20,000 teeth in its lifetime. Even shark embryos bite. How many people have been attacked by sharks since 1580? Let me give you some options. Is it equivalent to A, the entire population of Tasmania in 1960, B, 3 times the peak capacity of Old Trafford, C, 5% of the number of Americans injured by toilets in 1996, D, twice the number of men killed in the English Civil War? Well, the answer is C. Absolutely. Since 1580, when records began, about 2,200 attacks by sharks on humans have been recorded. According to the 1997 figures of the US Consumer Product Safety Commission, the number of people injured by toilets in the USA in 1996 alone was 43,687. Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the laboratory. Who like to do, while we're there, impersonations of people going to the lavatory? A. Alfred Lord Tennyson. B. Sir Winston Churchill. C. Dame Edith Evans. D. King Zog of Albania. A. Yes, this was the Poet Laureate's idea of fun. He was a virgin till he was 41. I don't know if that's connected. Who was a virgin till he was 9? A. Johnny Vaughan. B. Lord Byron. C. Genghis Khan. D. Noddy. E. Jerry Lee Lewis. No. B. Correct. He lost his virginity to his nanny. Which of these is not a town in Virginia? A. Toast. B. Egg. C. Fries. D. Orange. I'm afraid I'm here to tell you that is the wrong answer. That was an unintelligent guess. Oh, it grieves me to tell you this, but that's not right. And the answer is B. Quite correct. There is no such place as Egg, Virginia. What is quite interesting about Mrs. Joan Byron Mazurek of Jackson, New Jersey? A. She is the great-great-great-granddaughter of Lord Byron and his nanny. B. She is Bill Clinton's mother. C. She owns 24 pet tigers. D. She invented cling film. Oh, you really are donkey-brained, aren't you? C. Correct. She is the self-styled Tiger Lady of Jackson, New Jersey. There are estimated to be 15,000 pet tigers in the USA, more than in the whole of India and 75 times as many as there are in zoos. What was invented in Wisconsin in 1883? A. Cling film. B. Horlicks. C. Marmite. D. Bisto. No! Wrong! Wrong, wrong, wrong! Oh, I'm afraid that's wrong. B. Correct. Amazingly, and rather horrifyingly, Horlicks first went on sale in Wisconsin on July the 6th, 1886, and there was I thinking it was about as British as you could get without falling over. Well, another famous drink, this time I think we know it's American, it first appeared also in 1886, and its name was Coca-Cola. Its inventor was A. a mass murderer, B. a morphine addict, C. a mole farmer, D. a midget. Oh, it grieves me to tell you this, but that's not right. B. Well done. Dr. John S. Pemberton was a pharmacist and morphine addict. He invented Coca-Cola in Atlanta, Georgia, where the company's headquarters still are to this very day. What was Dr. Pemberton's middle name? A. Snibe. B. Swool. C. Stith. D. Susan. Wrong. No, that's quite wrong. No, that's not right. No, that's so not right. It's very wrong. C. Correct. Dr. John Stith Pemberton was trained at medical school to cure patients by feeding them A. uranium, B. soot, C. lobelias, D. beeswax. Wrong. Incorrect, wrong, false, pseudologous. Oh, wrong to the power of 3. C. Yes, brilliant. Well done. Who would have thought it? The ingestion of lobelias to induce vomiting was taught by the controversial herbalist Samuel Thompson, who was tried but acquitted of being responsible for one of his patients vomiting to death. Something that Anne Robinson has been accused of many times. I shouldn't have said that, and I'm sorry. There are 200 species of lobelia, also known as Indian tobacco. Native American Indians use one species, Lobelia syphilitica, to cure syphilis. To cure syphilis in Europe between 1917 and 1940, the patient was usually given A. turpentine, B. malaria, C. hypnosis, D. a loaded revolver. Well done, you are on cracking form. Now, believe it or not, that was the recommended course of action. Malaria is spread, as we know, by mosquitoes, but mosquitoes can be repelled by A. eating bananas, B. growing a beard, C. smearing exposed skin with peanut butter, D. wearing clothes made from Bounce fabric softener sheets. C? No, that is a disastrous idea. Mosquitoes love the smell of peanut butter, as indeed, in case you're interested, do I. A? No. Very bad idea. Eating bananas actually attracts mosquitoes, so duh. D. Correct. Though it is actually simpler just to tuck sheets of bounce into your belt. And while on bounces, which of these is the least bouncy? A. a steel ball, B. a glass ball, C. a rubber ball, or D. the world's bounciest ball? D? Odd answer. If you find out what this is, I'd be fascinated to know. Please drop me a line at fry@qi.com. I once had a guinea pig that knew more about that subject than you do. Oh, it grieves me to tell you this, but that's not right. C. Very good indeed. Rubber less bouncy than steel or glass. I see we have a scientist amongst us. As long as the surface they're bouncing on is hard enough, balls made of both steel and glass will bounce higher than rubber balls. What can rubber bands be used for? A. Powering helicopters, B. Overpowering crocodiles, C. Emergency food rations, D. Machine gun ammunition. B is correct. The muscles that close a crocodile's jaws are so strong that they exert a force of several tons, but the muscles that open them are so weak that their mouths can be held shut with one hand. And for crocodiles up to 6.5 feet long, an ordinary rubber band is sufficient. Elephants have been known to overpower crocodiles by throwing them up into a tree. Now, after elephants, which animal has the longest pregnancy? A, whale, B, goldfish, C, giraffe, D, scorpion, E, honey possum, F, human being. No. No, I know what you're thinking of, but no. E, wrong, but, you know, good guess. Honey possums do have the longest sperm of any mammal, including blue whales. Tiny marsupials weighing less than 1/3 of an ounce, or half as much as a human testicle. They have the largest testicles relative to their size of any animal in the world. They are large enough for them to sit on like a space hopper. If the testes of a human being were proportionately the same size, they would weigh 2 kilograms each. No one knows why the honey possum needs these gigantic nadgers. D, correct. Scorpions are pregnant for 1.5 years. After birth, a scorpion takes 7 years to grow to maturity. In moonlight, scorpions become A, rapacious, B, fluorescent, C, invisible, D, unconscious. B is correct. Scorpions become luminous under ultraviolet light. By moonlight, even the blackest scorpion glows fluorescent pink or green. Green, while we're there, is the colour of A, my true love's hair, B, over 100 species of mammal, C, the only national flag which is all one colour, D, the blood of crustaceans and mollusks. A. I dare say it is, dear, but nul point, however. C is correct. It's the flag of Libya. Which country has the only national flag that is square? A, Nepal, B, Egypt, C, Switzerland, D, Japan, E, Vatican City, F, Nicaragua, G, Lesotho. No, that's quite wrong. I once had a guinea pig that knew more about that subject than you do. Wrong. No, wrong to the power of 32. See? Yes, that's right. Absolutely right. Which of the following is true of those selfsame Swiss? A, they eat Swiss rolls. B, they eat dogs. C, they invented the cuckoo clock. D, they have no army. D. Oh, no, the Swiss are neutral, of course, but every Swiss man aged between 20 and 40 is in the Swiss army and keeps a rifle at home. If the Swiss had to fight a war, their army would be 500,000, 500,000 strong. During the Second World War, the Swiss Air Force nonchalantly shot down both German and Allied aircraft. Oh, yes, don't go running away thinking the Swiss don't have an army, because they do. A, forfeit. Swiss rolls are not Swiss. The Swiss have never even heard of them. No, not Swiss rolls. C, forfeit. No. The cuckoo clock was invented in Germany by Germans. B, correct. The Swiss are the only country in Europe that eats dogs. After eating the tastiest part of the dog, the rest is made into lard and used to cure coughs. What's quite interesting about the New Guinea singing dog? A, it's absolutely delicious. B, it hums in the key of F major. C, it can also be taught to dance. D, it can climb trees. E, it's the only dog in the world to be an honorary member of Equity, the American Actors Union. Oh, you are so completely off course. D is the right answer. They're the only dog that can climb trees without the use of a ladder, obviously. Well, you've reached the end of the line, and I'm sorry to say that you've taken a wrong turning somewhere. One of the previous questions had more than one correct answer. Oh, and you were doing so well. I'm afraid I'm going to have to send you down. Rules are rules, after all. So sorry. Off you go.